go out on a walk with you.
Time for breakfast.
Baby.
Good morning. Jordan made me some coffee this morning, so I'm just gonna warm that back up. Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to take you guys through a couple parts of my day today. I have really been focusing in on increasing my fiber intake and just like more whole plant foods in my diet. Obviously, I'm not vegan or anything, but I think having a lot of whole plant foods in your diet is extremely healthy. For the longest time, I had two different goals, and I was actually talking to my mom about this, who is working on kind of dialing in her nutrition right now. The two goals were, one, making sure I'm getting adequate protein at every meal, just because it helps me feel a lot fuller throughout the day, helps me feel like my energy is even in between meals, and also it's just really helpful for muscle preservation and building, which are all things I'm clearly trying to do. And then the other thing was getting my 3 resistance sessions like down to a T, not missing them almost any weeks, unless I'm obviously like out of town. But both of those things I'm pretty much knocking out of the park week to week, day to day, which feels super good. And now I want to focus on 2 other things, which one is incorporating at least one VO2 max sprinting, running type of workout per week, just to work on my VO2 max, to work on my lung health, my heart health, all those things. And obviously resistance training trains those to some extent, but specific cardio like that I'm carving out other time for is something that I want to incorporate, because your heart, your lungs, your circulation, all of that is so important for your long-term health. And the other goal, which brings me to today's video, was incorporating more fiber. I was actually talking to my friend Aurora, and she was saying that like, oh, there's this whole like protein craze on social media and a big protein push and blah, blah, blah. The protein push, like if it's crowding out whole plant foods or just whole foods in your diet, like all these protein supplements and stuff like that, if it's crowding those out, the wrong thing is happening for sure. Like, do I utilize protein powder sometimes because it's a delicious and easy way to get in your protein? Yes. Do I think that if that in your diet, or pre-made protein shakes or protein products like protein brownies, protein bars, whatever, if those are crowding out whole foods in your diet, do I think that they should be something that you're incorporating? No, do not. So today I'm going to be showing you guys a high protein, high fiber day of eating and how I'm incorporating whole foods to be able to reach those goals. So that's that. I'm thinking I'm gonna do, I made these little, look at this, freaking cute. Hopefully, sorry, the ring light in my glasses, hopefully that's not too much, but it's dark in here. All right, the sun's not out yet. What time is it? 7:22. The sun's about to be out in a couple minutes, but look at these. I took these little jam jars and I made overnight oats in them. This has chia, overnight oats, which I use the sprouted ones that are from Costco that are like glyphosate free, blah blah blah, whatever, just to like have maximum gut healthiness. So sprouted oats, chia seeds, Fairlife filtered milk. That's a really easy way to get in a little bit extra protein. Also safe for people that are lactose intolerant because it's lactose free. You can also use almond milk or whatever milk you want to do. A couple of these stevia drops. These are the ones we've been using recently. Vanilla cream flavor. They're actually pretty good. So just like 5 drops of that, and half a cup of blueberries, and that's what is in here. And so I'm thinking, this is obviously not enough food for a meal. Like, hello. So I'm thinking I'm gonna put that in like a little bowl with some Greek yogurt and possibly some walnuts, because I've also been trying to incorporate more nuts and seeds and like just little superfoods that are around us all the time, you know, like chia seeds are a superfood, walnuts are a superfood, spinach and leafy greens a superfood. Like, I'm talking superfoods that are in everyday foods, not let me go to this specialty bulk store and buy a 5-pound bag of goji berries. You know, it's like, if you can buy it at your grocery store but it has incredible nutrients, that's what I'm talking about. Included in that is my walnuts, which I actually have a huge bag of, because I was telling my friend Abby that I've been trying, or I want to incorporate more of those, I just need to buy them. And she gave me literally, I believe it's a 5-pound bag from Costco, because she accidentally bought a double. So anyway, let me show you how I assembled that bowl. Okay, I put my glasses up here just because the ring light was looking crazy. But, dude, that's a lot of walnuts. Ooh, how much is it? 3 pounds. Wow. That looks like more than 3 pounds of walnuts if you ask me. But Actually, okay, I'm not gonna cut it open with a knife. I've done that before and cut my hand. So I've got my serving Greek yogurt and my walnuts about to go on. We're just gonna do one serving. That's another thing. Nuts are extremely nutrient dense, but they are also extremely calorically dense. I'm just gonna do half a serving of the walnuts. A little bit. Microdose these guys, because like I said, if you're trying to lose weight, they're a very healthy thing to incorporate. But again, like a tiny serving, 30 grams of these is 200 calories. That is a lot out of a daily intake of somebody that's trying to lose weight. So you can incorporate them just in little portions. So we're gonna put that boy on there. And lastly, I'm gonna do some honey on top. I know I already told you I already sweetened the yogurt with a little bit of stevia, but I also want the oats with a little bit of stevia, but I want my yogurt to have some honey on it. And I've really been liking honey recently. Another prebiotic source, I believe honey is. So well, let's put some of this on there. Boom. And then lastly, we're gonna do a little bit of cinnamon. Oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. Wow, this is such a healthy breakfast. Okay, let me log this all in so I can show you guys what exactly is in here, how much fiber, nutrients, blah, blah, blah. All right, boys, I just logged it all. This brings us to 558 calories. So regardless of what your needs are, that is a pretty good meal size for anybody. It's not too small for the people that have a larger caloric intake need. And if it is, put the full serving walnuts, put the full serving of honey, whatever. I did a half serving of honey and a half serving of walnuts. And protein, 36.5 grams, so 26% of my recommended daily intake, which is a great place to be at. You want about 30% per meal around, because you're gonna have 3 meals, most likely. The next, fiber, 12.8 grams of fiber. So that already has me at 38% of the intake it has me recommended at, which is 34 grams. 34 grams is around that, I believe, of what's recommended for a man in the United States by the FDA, or whoever the hell decides that. However, I think that's a little bit lowballing. Obviously, if you are not used to eating a large amount of fiber, ramping it up extremely quickly can be disastrous. You can have digestive upset, you can have bloating, gas, even constipation. So ramp it up slowly, but my goal is gonna be for 40 to 50 grams of fiber a day. I think that's completely doable, as well as being, yeah, obviously a little bit on the higher end, but colon cancer is one of the leading types of cancer in the United States. And one of the #1 things you can do is get dietary fiber, and not drinking some fiber powder that does not act the same in your body that whole foods do. It is completely different. So please, if you are trying to up your fiber, do it via more nuts and seeds, more fruits, more vegetables, not by drinking a fiber powder and then downing a grilled cheese for breakfast. Like, if you want to have a grilled cheese for breakfast sometimes, that's fine, but let's have a little cutie on the side or something to up the fiber. Use a whole grain bread, stuff like that, you know? Anyway, I'm gonna eat this out. This is gonna be a great pre-workout meal. Obviously, it's a little bit of a bigger meal for a pre-workout, so gonna let it digest a little bit, and then we're gonna go lift. So I've changed my mind. Instead of lifting, I'm gonna do that later in the day. I'm gonna go on a walk outside because the sun has just risen. This is a crazy angle. We're gonna go on a walk outside because I just felt very alone yesterday, and just kind of like I was wasting my day, or what I was doing was meaningless or whatever. Just having a day. Everyone has those days, you know? But the things that I know make me not feel that way are getting up early, which I did. I got up at 7:54 right now. I read for a while, drank my coffee. Obviously told you I just made breakfast. Now we're gonna go on a walk and get coffee, because the #2 thing is, well, #2 and 3, getting coffee, or sorry, getting coffee, because it puts me out around people. Like, it's just kind of a built-in social interaction that feels really good. The biggest part of getting coffee to me is to get to interact with somebody and be around people. And 2 is getting a walk in. So yeah, we're gonna put my headphones in, probably call my mom, chat with her on the way, or my sister. I chatted with my sister yesterday, so let's get that walk in.
Salgo a caminar
Give it a stir.
al sol por nuestro lado y por donde mire te veo en todos lados.
Why, hello there. Matcha. I got it with almond milk a little sprinkle of cinnamon, and 1 pump of vanilla because I didn't want that sugar-free flavor, but I wanted it to be low sugar, so. The color passes the vibe check. The matcha intensity, it's a little bit light. It's a gentle flavor, one might say, but that's all right. Also, I think it's just because I'm used to coffee, but Jordan made me coffee this morning, and it was really strong, so I didn't need more caffeine beyond like a little gentle matcha. But yeah, now I'm going to sit and read. This is the book club segment of today. Air of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. This is her I always say that. This is her Throne of Glass series. I read it in publication order. So there was a lot of people going back and forth for a while, being like, oh, like you should read Assassin's Blade first, because technically Assassin's Blade is a prequel. If you're reading it chronologically, Assassin's Blade happened first. However, the way she actually released it, which also Assassin's Blade is like, if you get like a pack of these books or look up the order to read them now, everywhere tells you to read Assassin's Blade first. But in publication order, she released Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, then Assassin's Blade. It was a prequel. And I read it that way, and I really liked reading it that way. Obviously, I can't compare the other way, because once you read it one way, you can't like experience it the other way for the first time. But I really liked reading it that way because like there was a little bit of mystery shrouding some events in the first 2 books, and you find out about them later. And I just think that's what a prequel is supposed to be, like to give light to previous events that happened, and also to give more context to the following books. So anyway, I'm on the 4th book now, Air of Fire. Thank you to my grandma for getting this for me for my birthday. I just started it a couple days ago, and I'm liking it so far. That's all I have to say. Just gonna enjoy being outside a little bit and then walk back. It was 1.4 miles here. I'm at 3,600 steps for the day. Let's go. Anyway, goodbye.
I got love, love. I got love, love. I got love, love. I got love. Some people say.
We are back. Quite interesting lighting we have. So got back from my walk. I called my mom and dad on the way there just to chat with them. It's actually my younger sister's birthday, so happy birthday, Elizabeth. But I got a good walk in. We are at 6,633 steps for the day, and it's only 9 a.m. Let's go. That feels great. I feel good. I was thinking I kind of want to go out into the world today. So, but first I think I'm going to tidy up a little bit around the house. Kaiba tracks litter everywhere, so that is first, and then perhaps go check out a thrift store. Oh, and I'm lifting with my friends later at 5. And then I have a theater show that my friend is doing. I think I told you guys that already this evening. So super exciting, but let's do a little tidy up. Hello, got my laptop. Gonna be watching Jezebel play a video game. I love her content. If she ever sees me, which I don't know, whatever. If she ever does, love your stuff, girl. Let me get something to pin my hair back. Does this look crazy? All my short layers are coming out, but the back is cute, right? Maybe. We'll see in post-production. I want to try and make my own protein bars because along with my fiber goal, I've been trying to reduce the amount of like processed things I eat. Ish a little bit, you know. I'm still enjoying myself. If I want to have a Bear bar every once in a while, I'm going to, and I'm definitely going to be keeping the PE science in the rotation. I love this stuff. It literally is just so good. And I recently, as you may have noticed in the back, probably not, I purchased a Ninja Creamy, so this has been coming in clutch and is quite delicious as a frozen treat. But other than that, I do want to experiment with, you know, making my own protein bars. Today we're going to do that. So what I'm going to be using is this whey isolate from Whole Foods that I'm still trying to use up. Whey protein isolate vanilla. It literally is super, super clean ingredients. Pretty cool. And isolate is like the highest protein to calorie ratio, so it's great for a protein bar. Plus that one, since it's sweetened and flavored, I think will help make it a little tasty. Then we're gonna do PB2 for a peanut buttery flavor, as well as to add a little bit extra flavor and make it a little bit more macro friendly instead of using peanut butter. We're gonna do almond flour. If I can find it. Do I have almond flour? Gluten-free almond flour from Higher Harvest, aka HEB. All right, so this is weird. We're gonna have to fix this. All right, I think it's looking good. So, PB2, almond flour, protein powder. We're gonna need some liquid to bind. I'm considering just using almond milk and see how that binds. If it doesn't bind well, might have to utilize a little bit of actual peanut butter to kind of get it to glue together. This is gonna be a refrigerated protein bar, so I just need it to like stick together, essentially. I don't know, let's just start and see how it starts looking. Okay, I've changed my mind. We're not going to be listening to this. We're going to do Epidemic Sound, which is what I use for free music, just because I want to be able to cut music out of this. And I want to be able to cut cuts out of this and not get demonetized. So what should we put on? Sound of Japan? Me and Jordan are planning a Japan trip in November. Maybe we'll do that. Let's see how it is. Play. All right, no, we're not doing that one. Acoustic, chill vibes. Normally it doesn't sound so like free music. Okay, so we've got 2 servings of the almond flour in here. I am making a recipe on macro factor as we go. So we're just kind of going with the flow. So 2 servings of that. I'm gonna do 2 servings of PB2. And let's see how many servings of this we should do. Let's just do 2 servings. Can't go wrong. 64 grams. Perfect, 64 grams. This low-key smells like vanilla Play-Doh, but... All right, so we're gonna add a pinch of salt and some milk. 240 milliliters is a serving. I'm thinking let's do a quarter serving, which is 60 milliliters. Let's go math. This might be a little bit too much, but... Perfect. Then, boom, spatula. Yeah, I came prepared. All right, mixy mix. Okay, actually it's looking like that might be either right under the perfect amount or the perfect amount. Okay, low-key. Low-key, we've got a batter coming together. Ooh, that whey isolate makes it sticky as hell. God damn. Okay, let's try it. Ooh, yeah, very sticky. God damn. That's like some glue your mouth together type cement. God damn. Okay, so we need to work on the texture. I'm thinking it's a little bit way too sticky. So I'm thinking let's add in some instant oats. That could be good. Let's try it. Lay oats. We'll just do 1 serving of this, which is 40 grams. And a mix. Ugh, damn. It's sticky. It's crazy. All right, boys, we got the protein bars for this recipe. Okay, so it's 2 servings of almond flour, 2 servings of PB Fit, 2 servings of whey isolate, 2 servings of oats, and 0.25 servings of, what does the angel number 2 mean? I forgot. 0.25 servings of almond milk. This boy for 4 servings, so I'm gonna cut these into 4 after they're refrigerated. 222 calories each. Bruh, what did I say? What? Somebody comment down below. What is the 2 angel number? And 21 grams of protein. So very, very nearly the same macros as Bear Bell, but this is only sweetened with stevia and monk fruit, and 4 grams of fiber in each of these. Okay, the oats, all right, some fiber, let's go. This would be a great like pre or post workout snack, refuel a little bit with a good amount of fiber. And it's just under the golden ratio of protein where they say like each, like 1 gram of protein to 10 calories in a protein bar is what it should be. So I killed that. I literally just wanged it, but it is very sticky. So I am gonna refrigerate it in hopes that that fixes that. And these are gonna stay refrigerated, kind of like the Perfect bars, if you guys know that brand. Oh wait, hold on, let me move you to my phone. Yes, actually. They're like, oh, so cute. What the heck? Period. I was on my phone with my sister because it's her birthday, so I wanted to talk to her. But yeah, so great snack. I had it with strawberries and the protein bar. Delicious. I think I will definitely be making those in the future. So that's awesome. Strawberries, if you guys didn't know, are very high fiber. Just bringing this up because this is the theme of the video today. But I was on Reddit the other day because there's one thing about me, I love Reddit. And I was looking up like highest fiber foods. And this chart, which I shall hopefully attach if I can find the full version of it. I can attach it like right here. So on the x-axis down here, it's grams of saturated fat per 100 calories. Y-axis, it's grams of fiber per 100 calories. Basically, it's really cool. So these foods that are up here obviously are like lower fat, higher fiber foods. Chia seeds, broccoli, carrots, split peas. Guess what's right up there with all those other like fiber superfoods? Strawberries. It's even higher than blueberries or chickpeas or lentils. So that was something that was surprising to me. Strawberries are actually very high in fiber. Let's go.
There is a life I lead in this city. Hurrying to cut my teeth. I can take what I need to get by.
Today is my Sunday, so doing a little bit of meal prep. So we've got sweet potatoes, seasoned these with paprika, cumin, garlic powder, salt, pepper, avocado oil, and a little bit of cinnamon. Don't knock until you try it. Cinnamon and savory dishes is really good. These will be good to have a little carb source on hand throughout the week and preparing them ahead of time. Resistant starch, I've talked about it many a time. Very good for your gut. Okay, I also have these lentils from Trader Joe's. I've had them in my fridge for a freaking minute, but they're not opened and it says they're good till August. But I'm like, I feel like they're gonna be quite bland. So I was trying to figure out what I should use to make a little sauce. Okay, I'm thinking actually, so this is, the label came off, but red curry paste. Thinking I might do a quick little curry with these guys. Just have that prepared in the fridge so that, because I just haven't used them because I'm like, it's just plain just lentils. Bruh, what the hell, it looks like sausages. Smells like nothing through the plastic. We're just gonna put these ingredients into this bowl. Obviously, lentils serve many purposes, obviously for fiber, but may also have a good amount of plant protein, one of the most of legumes. I think I've decided to be a great girlfriend and do the dishes for Jordan because he had a rough night last night from a shitty jiu-jitsu situation. So we're gonna do the dishes. It's not that much. It's kind of a lot, but whatever. He's working today, I'm off. I'm just gonna do something nice.
One sauce, there's easing options here. Okay, check this out right here.
Only I could finish something. Run straight through to the end. Close the chapter, dignified.
Alright, we go ahead. Alright, we'll let that brown for just perfect sweetness and fat ratio, and it sucks up that. And some mixed veg.
These potatoes should be done by now, so let's get this out. Boom, they done. They looking crispy. It smells amazing in here.
I'm bent on trying to keep it up. Will I ever settle down?
Got lunch. It's like all of my meals have kind of been pushed forward a little bit today. Normally I wouldn't have a snack either between breakfast and lunch, but we're having a little bit of a hungry day. I had breakfast around 7. It's now just about noon, so I just finished meal prepping all this. I did some sunny side up eggs. Finally figured out how to do those right on a stainless steel pan, so love. Sunny side eggs, the sweet potato, some good cultured cottage cheese, because they finally had it in stock again at the grocery store. Mix of red and green grapes. And I'm gonna put this yellow bird hot sauce on there. So we got fiber from the sweet potatoes, protein from the cottage cheese and the eggs, and a little bit of fiber from the grapes. They're more just sugar, but whatever. 37 grams protein, 681 calories, and 8 grams of fiber in this portion of sweet potato. Pretty good. We're already at 31.9 grams of fiber. So pretty much at my RDI already, and I still have one meal left and probably either another snack or dessert tonight. Dip the sweet potato in the runny egg. good. All right, queens, I decided what we're gonna do. I have a FedEx print and ship location not too far from me. A little 20-minute walk according to Google Maps. So I'm gonna walk there because I wanna print some photos and come back and scrapbook. And that'll burn some time walking. Plus walking's good for you. I'll listen to music on the way. Boom, activity. If you're bored, go on a walk. That's what I'm gonna do right now. Goodbye. Bruh. The freaking place I went to didn't even have photo paper. I literally called ahead for that reason because I was like, about to walk a mile to get there. Should probably make sure it has photo paper. Lady on the phone tells me, yep, we print photos at this location. Literally gave me the exact address for the location I went to. No. So that sucks. But it's a rainy day. I've finally conceded to just watch a movie on the couch until my later day plans. It's okay to chill sometimes. It's hard for me to chill, but that's what we're gonna do. Good morning. Wanted to talk to you guys. So, the last time I talked to you guys was a couple days ago, which to you is just a couple seconds ago, but I was filming my high fiber, what I eat in a day, blah, blah, blah. And I wanted to be transparent, come on here and talk about this a little bit. I ended up doing a little, I was gonna just throw the video away, but I decided it is a positive thing to share and to talk about and just maybe let somebody else know they're not alone. I ate a little bit more than normal that morning because I was having a little bit of a hungrier day. And also I think I was just doing a little bit of boredom eating, slash I was just kind of feeling a little bit lonely that day. And an easy way to not feel lonely or to not have to feel whatever feelings you're feeling in the moment is to eat, because eating feels good and is delicious and just makes you happy. At least it does for me. So that day I transparently ended up doing a little bit of some binge eating that night. And I just wanted to be transparent about that because I think I've talked about this before in a video, that it's something I used to struggle with when I had a really bad relationship with food. And I think for the most part, I have a much better relationship with food now than I ever have, at least since, you know, being a child where all of that was untainted. But I definitely still sometimes will have feelings of wanting to eat because I want to self-soothe, because I am bored or I am lonely or it was a stressful day, and I don't eat when I'm sad, and actually my appetite goes down when I'm sad. And so I always thought that, oh, I don't really deal with emotional eating because when I'm sad, I actually don't want to eat. It's like the last thing that I want to do. But when I'm bored, when I maybe had a stressful day and my nervous system wants to re-regulate, when I am feeling lonely and I don't want to be feeling that emotion, I think eating is something that I turn to. And I think that's something that I am trying to not do. I think we all have things like that. I think it happened for a couple reasons that day. One, I was feeling, I think maybe a little bit stressed about having eaten more than normal in the morning, and I felt like I just felt a little bit like a bottomless pit that day, not in a way that I was extra hungry, but maybe in the way that I just felt like I just kept wanting to eat to kind of soothe that feeling of feeling a little bit lonely and being like, well, you know, something fun to do or nice to do is to eat, and then I don't feel lonely or I don't feel bored because I'm doing that, you know. So, and yeah, and then I think it maybe just escalated because it's like, well, I already ate more than I was supposed to today and I've been craving this, so let me just go have that. And I think that is an experience that a lot of people probably have, and a lot of people don't talk about because it's a shameful feeling. At least it is for me, because it's like, I, as a person, generally care a lot about what I put into my body. And I'm still a big foodie. I love trying different foods. I love all the nostalgic foods, but as a general rule, I do really care a lot about what I put into my body. So it feels really misaligned when that happens, especially since, you know, me and Jordan have been trying to lean out a little bit. And I know some of you may comment or may think, oh, well, maybe you're feeling those binge feelings because you have been counting calories or have been counting macros and are feeling stressed out by that or restricted by that. I could definitely see where you're coming from, and I definitely felt that in the past, and I think that's where it used to come from for me. But this time, like us counting macros, counting calories, whatever, has actually been a very healing experience with that, because before it used to be, oh, like I'm counting these calories or macros or whatever to eat as little as possible, and the less the better. Now, if I'm on track to be under eating for the day, I will add maybe a little bit more fats into my dinner, or I will have a little snack or something like that, because I want my body to be properly fueled. And like I've talked about before, eating at a very, very slight deficit, because I work really hard to create the muscle that I have and I really want to preserve it. So I think really the source of it for me now has been feeling those urges when I am feeling stressed, bored, lonely, whatever, and then being stressed out that I am feeling those urges and feeling like it's not in alignment with myself. So I think that's something that now is being really brought to my attention and something I want to work on. But yeah, it's a couple days later, we're fine, back on track, life moves on. It's not that big of a deal, but I did just want to talk about it and be transparent, because I think it's easy to think that everyone else has it figured out and no one else deals with these things. And so yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys. It's always tiptoeing a line, I think, on YouTube of like sharing too much and feeling like you're letting your audience have a little bit too much information, but also sharing enough that it's not just like a highlight reel, because I want this page to be a real representation of life and the realities of life, and not just a highlight reel or the most ideal circumstances. So I hope this maybe resonated with you, and thank you for watching. Subscribe if you like my content. This is a little bit more of a serious outro than normal, but I think it was necessary. And yeah, I will see you guys next week.